We often think that to really change your life, you need some massive, earth shattering event. But what if I told you the real formula for success, what we're calling the winner's formula, starts with something way smaller, like a single, tiny thought? That's the incredible idea we're going to unpack right now.
I mean, seriously, think about that for a second. Can a single thought actually change your entire life? It sounds kind of crazy, right? Well, the framework we're looking at today says not only is it possible, it's basically the only way real deep change ever gets started.
All right, so let's get into it. This is the winner's formula, and it's all about a chain reaction, just like a line of dominoes. The idea is simple. You tip over that very first domino, which is just a thought inside your head, and it sets off this predictable cascade that leads all the way from your mind to your actual results in the real world. Okay, here's the whole formula, laid out step by step. It starts with something you can't even see or touch, a thought, and it ends with the most tangible thing there is, your life. Every single step here is a domino, and it gets knocked over by the one right before it. So let's start at the very beginning, shall we? So, we have to start where all the magic happens, inside your own head. These first few steps are what you could call your inner world. Think of it like the invisible foundation of a building. You can't see it, but absolutely everything that happens on the outside depends on it. It all kicks off right here, with a single thought. This is literally the most fundamental building block of everything. Your thoughts, well, they're like the raw material for your beliefs. You can't just have a belief pop out of nowhere. It has to start as a thought first. So what even is a belief, really? Well, think of it this way. A belief is just a thought you've had on a repeat, over and over and over again, until your brain just goes, yep, that must be true. You know the one, I'm not a morning person. The first time you think it, it's just a thought. But say it every single morning for a year, it becomes this solid belief that actually controls your actions. It's the same with stuff like, oh, I'm just terrible with names, or I'm not the creative type. That's just repetition turning a simple thought into what feels like a hard fact. All right, let's push over the next domino. Once you've got that belief locked in, it completely shapes what you expect to happen, both from the world and from yourself. Your beliefs literally become the glasses you wear, coloring everything you see as either possible or impossible. And this is such a critical fork in the road. On one side, you have a limiting belief. I'm just not good at this. And what does that create? An expectation of failure. You can almost feel the dread, right? I'll probably fail, so why bother trying hard? But on the other side, you've got an empowering belief, something like, I can get better at this. And suddenly the expectation is totally different. This is going to be tough, but I expect to learn something from it. It's the exact same situation, but the belief you start with changes the entire game. Okay, so we've built that inner foundation. Now let's watch how that internal world starts to bubble up to the surface and become something real. This is the part where the change actually gets visible to everyone else. You can think of your attitude as the signal you're constantly broadcasting to the world about what you expect. If you expect things to go poorly, you're broadcasting pessimism and negativity. But if you expect to learn and grow, you broadcast optimism and curiosity. It's the very first thing people pick up on. And the key thing here is that our attitude isn't just random. It's not just a mood. It's our default setting, and it's programmed by our deeper expectations. It's that vibe people get from you before you even open your mouth. And that vibe, that attitude we project, it's not just a feeling floating in the air. It directly fuels our behavior, the specific, actual things we decide to do or not do every single day. Just picture a team meeting for a second. The person with a positive attitude who expects their ideas might actually be useful, well, they're probably going to speak up, engage, and bounce ideas off others. But the person with a negative attitude, the one who expects to get shot down, they're way more likely to just sit back, stay quiet, and withdraw. Your attitude is what makes you either lean in or pull back from life. And this, my friends, is where the rubber really meets the road. Performance isn't about one single heroic moment. It's just the end result of all your consistent behaviors stacked up over time. All those little proactive things you do, they add up to great performance. It's as simple as that. So yeah, performance is the outcome. It's the tangible result you can point to in your job, your health, your relationships. And it's the grand total of all those tiny little behaviors, which were shaped by your attitude, which came from your expectations, which grew from your beliefs. You see how it all loops right back to the very start? Okay, so we followed this chain reaction all the way from a single thought to our actual measurable performance. We are now at the very last domino, the big one, the one that makes it all worthwhile.
So, if your performance is the grand total of everything you do, and you have the power to change what you do, what is the final, ultimate thing that changes? What's the last domino to fall?
You will change your life. That's it. That's the grand prize. What this formula is really telling us is that your life isn't just some random thing that happens to you. It's the direct, predictable outcome of your performance. And as we've just seen, that performance is the outcome of this entire chain that started with just one single thought.
Now, I know this can sound like a huge, overwhelming concept, but the real beauty of this whole formula is that it brings us right back to square one, to the smallest, most manageable first step you could possibly imagine. So after seeing this entire cascade, this whole chain reaction, where's the lever? Where do you actually put in the effort to get this whole amazing process started? You start right where we began. The whole grand formula, from your daily actions to the entire shape and texture of your life, it all comes down to this one simple idea. Everything hinges on that first domino. So the real question for you is, what's one thought you could choose to change right now that would start a brand new chain reaction for you?